Welcome to Power and Glory broadcast, your crossroad. I am John King here, and I want to take this opportunity to welcome every one of you that will be connecting to this broadcast. We're going to be talking about deeper mysteries of the glory of God. We're going to be covering the laws of speed, the speed of sounds, the speed of thoughts, the speed of light. So you have heard all these things, scientists talking about these things. But do you know how to capture these dimensions? In fact, there are deeper places in realm and dimensions of glory that you could actually go beyond these speeds. Remember that there are dimensions of speed that are not measurable or calculable. You cannot calculate it. And so as we move forward, you're going to be looking at these things. I want to show you how. If you would race with the Lord God Almighty like myself, I had an experience one morning. I was so hungry, chasing after the Lord, pursuing with every single thing that I got, fasting, praying, doing this, doing that. I'm going after him, and he appeared to me this way. And we entered into a race. As we went into the race, I started pursuing him. And the odometer of my life appeared like when you are driving a car and you are looking at the odometer. The more you accelerate, the more you see it going up. And so I was pursuing him, and he was in front of me, and I chased him down. And the odometer of my life was going this fast. And I'm going after him. Suddenly, you can see animals crossing the street. You can see humans passing the street. You can see cars passing through the streets. And all these things affected my momentum. I couldn't go in the speed that the Lord was going. So he blew past me and gone. So I'm struggling, trying to keep up. None of these things that I mentioned affected him. He was moving in a different trajectory. Remember that the Lord God, I mentioned it in the earlier broadcast, that because the Lord God moves in the fullness of his great light, he can also move in the fullness of his great glory and great power. The more you see clearly, the brighter your ways becomes, and the greater acceleration that you will begin to realize. None of these things were factors with him. He blew past me, so I'm still chasing. The next time I spotted him, he was already in his rest. He was laying down, resting, and I'm like, what in the world? That was incredible. It is after going through that race with the Lord God that I came to understand what it means when he said, I am the way. As you navigate through the clusters of different laws of life to find your own way, the Lord God would simply accelerate to the finish line without you understanding which way he went through. This is because he is moving in his great light. The great light, or what we call the Father of light, is embodiment of light energy that surpasses the dimensions of light invested in the orders of creation. Your physical eyes are not able to operate in such dimensions of light. And even if you close your eyes, the light of life affects beyond your physical makeup to impact the spiritual dimensions of life. If you haven't seen the Lord in his great light, you can look at it. Even if you close your two eyes, you still are not protected. That's because these things are coming from the spiritual dimension, and it impacts the spirit, soul, and body, so no side is safe. Besides, the volume of the energy is not quantifiable. Therefore, the effect is not conducive for the creations. They will be fried, they will die, life will come out of them, they will freeze. Remember something, traffic control systems are attributes of advanced civilizations, because to maintain the flow and functions of life requires more than visiting academic institutions or spending a lot of time in a popular libraries. Mysteries are hidden codes of life. And without access to the books of life, you will die in the age of innocence. Revelations are the ways that the speeds of life are measured in realms and dimensions of glory. I'm going to say it one more time here. Revelations are the ways that the speeds of life are measured in the realms and dimensions of glory. When you look at the creations, you see that they form chains of colonies with high intelligence civilizations. And controlling the populations are not easy maths to solve. So navigation is slowed down or legally restrained in some realms and dimensions. You hear about omnipresence? Omnipresence is the revelation of dimensions and realms of light that no creation navigates through. Even when people experience translation, the pathways are concealed to hide the trajectory and seal the measurements and calculations of the distances. You cannot know where you started from and where you finish. You are not able to retain any reference point and figure out the destinations. They are all concealed. Light years is trying to solve eternal and infinite mysteries through the applications of numerical, alphabetical, quantum calculations, or other concepts and approaches of intellectual capacity. You spend years and years and years and years and exhaust your whole life, and you didn't get from point A to B. I'm not saying point A to Z. I say from point A to B. You are still here. Because the beings of light, they move according to speed of light. And when we get to the next broadcast, I will expand it more to allow you to see that you could even go beyond all these speed limits. If the creation can discover the speed of sound, the speed of light, and the speed of thought, it is quantifiable, it is measurable. But there are dimensions of and realms of glory of God where the light years are not measurable. The powers are not measurable. The speeds are not measurable. Let's get to the next broadcast and continue here.
Encounters are the hallmark of capturing the events of the threshold of glory, but you must know how to occupy realms.
Windows and doors are not the same as gates. This is why the laws of jurisdictions, territories, and domains rule in glory.
Realms and dimensions offer greater transparency and clarity that partial views can never open to your life.
Your prayer life is more important than your religious devotions.
Opportunities are created to salvage wasted or missed benefits.